final video for the introduction to anatomy and disease is going to go over a little bit of the syllabus information. Some of this we've already hit the high points on in the previous video, but we'll cover a few more of the nuances here. So the course description, I've already kind of given you an idea of what anatomy is. We're using disease to look at the concept of anatomy and all the structures that make up a human body. The last video pointed out to you all of your materials and the class rules. The rule we didn't talk about is the cell phone policy. Cell phones will not be tolerated during instruction here. Failure to comply with our cell phone policy will result in you have 2 warnings, and then the third and all other times that I have to address it will be a discipline referral. I may always ask you, I reserve the right to ask you to put your phone away, and the flashing light notification will not be tolerated and will be considered a violation of the cell phone policy. Cell phone use during any test, quiz, or other assessment will result in an automatic 0 on the assignment. And that will be no questions asked. I'll just come over and take the test off of your desk, and you will receive a 0 for that assignment without the option of taking it again later. Discipline. All discipline will be handled according to school and district discipline guidelines found in your student handbook. Grading for this class, 35% of your grade will be tests and projects, 25 labs, and 25% quizzes. 15% of your grade will be participation. You'll be given 1 participation grade a week, and that will be an average of all of the grades that you received for the week. So if you receive 2 100s and a 60, then your grade will not be a solid 100 for that week. So keep that in mind throughout the week, that you have to stay on top of all of the homework, all of the bell work to receive a participation grade of 100 for the week. A sample grade calculation is listed below. 90% of the grades listed with tests, labs, quizzes, and project and participation will be 90% of your grade, and then 10% of your grade will come from your final exam. If you miss a day of school, it is your responsibility to make up any missed work within 5 days of the assigned date. Tests should be made up as soon as possible. You can reach out to me and we'll figure out a time before or after school to make up all tests. Anything that is not turned in within the 5 days will require a parent conference in order for the window to be extended. Any missing assignments are placed in a folder at the back of the room, and I have a little more detail on that in a second. But it is your job to check the folder at the back of the room. It's the job of the student to complete all assignments within 5 days. I will not remind you when you come back in. It's your responsibility to go back there and check. Remind 101, there's information for joining Remind 101 on its learning as well. So I strongly encourage you to join Remind 101 to get all the updates and reminders about things going on in class. Most Wanted project, you will have a project that will span the course, the length of the course, and it is a Most Wanted poster project. This will not be assigned until January the 15th, but over the course of the semester, for every unit, you'll have to create a wanted poster for a disease that's a part of the system that we are studying. You will not have a ton of class time to complete these assignments, and a failure to complete that means that you get a 0 as a test grade, because they do count as project grades. So make sure you stay on top of that. All of your wanted posters will then be collected and added into a portfolio that will be your exam grade. You'll have to do a presentation along with the portfolio, but that will be your final exam grade, so don't throw them away when they're returned to you. Plagiarism on this assignment is not tolerated and will result in a 0 when plagiarism is detected. That goes into academic honesty. Using anybody else's knowledge, work for your own benefit is academic dishonesty. Lying, cheating, using unauthorized materials in preparation for an exam, test, or quiz, or providing those materials. That means if you give somebody else your work to copy, you are just as guilty as the person that copies it themselves. Academic dishonesty will not be tolerated in this class and will result in a 0 on the assignment without the option to retake it at a later date. Parents will be notified of all instances and it will be documented in your student files. It's Learning, we'll use It's Learning a fair amount in this class. Some assignments will need to be completed and submitted electronically before class. If you do not have internet access at home, you may use the Spartanburg Public Library system or the Dorman Media Center, which is open before and after school. I am also available to meet with you if you do not have internet access at home. I can meet with you early before school or stay after school so that you can use a laptop and complete all the assignments that you need to complete. Listed below there are my schedule and my contact information. If you need any more information or you have questions, feel free to contact me at any of that listed below there. So back to our makeup work policy. If you miss class, you should immediately come into class and you'll see this set up kind of back at the back. So on the right hand side it says Biology Advanced in this picture, but it now says Anatomy and Disease. So everything in yellow pertains to your class. So you'll look on the calendar here, and let's say you are out on January the 7th. You'll look at January the 7th. You'll see a number written on that date. You'll then look at the file folders here. There are numbers on these file folders. You'll select the date, the numbers that you missed on the 7th. So it might say on January 7th you missed files 13, 14, 15, which means you'll go to files 13, 14, and 15 in the basket and select the sheets that you need to complete. It's then your job to turn those into me within 5 days of the day you miss. Finally, an extra credit opportunity for you. If by Friday, January 15th, you bring any combination of the following items, you will receive a Drop the Lowest quiz grade pass that can be used during our first 9 weeks together. So you can bring glue sticks, colored pencils, markers, mini hot glue sticks, and wooden pencils. And there are specific numbers listed there. You must bring those amounts in order to receive credit. You could mix and match and bring like 10 glue sticks and 2 packs of colored pencils if that's easier for you. But all of the items, you do have to have an equivalent number of items in order to receive the Drop the Lowest quiz grade pass.